stuck here. The cops won't bother me.
See, I waved. I'm not a douchebag. I see it. The disadvantages of the NC over the FJR are essentially what I lost by selling the FJR over this one. There's a lot. You know, the number one thing I think is the comfort and speed that you get from the FJR. There's no doubt that the FJR is a much better bike for long-term, like highway use, comfort. It's a super comfortable bike. You sit behind that windscreen and you know the wind goes over you. It feels good. It feels very relaxing. I do like that. But at the same time, of course, you are a little bit more removed from the elements, and therefore it doesn't give you that big of a, it doesn't give you this motorcycling experience that a lot of people look for. Is the speed and power. I mean, the speed and power on the FJR are completely different. The way that bike makes power and the smoothness of the power is so much better on the FJR. When you ride this NC or a CB500 or an inline 2, there's a little bit of vibration coming through the handlebars. The FJR, it was completely smooth. It like just so smooth, like a car-like smoothness. So there's like a lot of great advantages the FJR has. I mean, the FJR looks great, especially that sound it makes. When it comes to engine sound, the engine sound on the FJR, I'm sorry, it is much better. Yamahas are known to sound much better than other bikes, and of course Yamaha is going to sound great. They're a music company. They make musical instruments. They're known for their sound. So the FJR sounds just amazing. I do prefer the looks of the NC though, but sound wise you can't compete with Yamahas. Another thing that I lose over the FJR by selling it is that the FJR had a top box, it had side cases, it had a very comfortable passenger seat and a much more comfortable driver's seat as well, rider seat. So that goes with comfort. If you are going to be taking a passenger for a ride, you definitely want a bike like the FJR that's comfortable for a passenger. This is not comfortable at all for a passenger. My V-Strom was very comfortable for a passenger, and actually the seat is very similar to the FJR. This bike is so quiet, I think I freaked that lady out. And that's another disadvantage, I guess you can say. This bike is super quiet. Too quiet, so therefore people don't see you, and that's another disadvantage. Cars tend to kind of want to pass you. This bike is not an intimidating bike. The FJR has a presence, and a lot of bikes have presence. I would say the V-Strom's got presence, a GS has got presence, a Honda Ruckus does not have presence. A lot has to do with the size of the engine. What are those guys doing? I think I'm gonna go straight here. The FJR just hands down feels like a safer bike, and because of its blue color it stands out, so you feel a little bit safer. I don't really understand Honda's desire to make a silver bike, a gray bike. It's probably one of the more dangerous colors you can get, because they just do not hit the eyes the way a bright colored bike hits it. And I like having bright bikes. I like reds, I like greens, I like yellows. So this color, this specific color of the NC is very boring. But the NC, I find that even their reds are extremely boring. They're not bright enough. I mean, they're okay, but when you consider that this bike is just, it's super popular in silver and black, I don't know why they would make a commuter that's just silver and black. because you want to be seen as a commuter. The last thing you want to do is blend in. One of the big things that I am losing with the FJR is that shaft drive. That shaft drive is brilliant. I love the idea of the shaft drive. I don't like the idea that you lose power and it's heavier, but I think I'm okay with losing some power. That's a nice LS400. I'm okay losing some power over having a shaft drive because it just makes a whole lot more sense for a rider like me. If I keep a motorcycle for a very long time, I don't want to have to change the chain. And I've done rides across the US, across Europe, and I had to change the chain mid-ride, and whenever that happens, it costs a whole lot more to change a chain mid-ride. And I don't carry tools to, you know, remove a chain because it's just a lot more weight. So I can see why a touring rider would prefer a shaft drive. It's just so much better.
Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.